How many times have you caught yourself waiting for something great to happen in your life, as if success were a bolt of lightning that falls from the sky, a stroke of luck reserved only for a chosen few? What if I told you that continuing to wait is exactly what is keeping you from the life you so desire? That while you wait for a miracle, others are taking action, even without having all the answers. The truth, raw, direct, and often difficult to face, is that success will never come to those who only dream. It comes to those who decide, to those who get up every day with a clear intention, to those who understand that change does not begin outside, but within. Have you ever felt like you have a dormant potential inside, as if there was a gigantic force waiting for the right moment to be released? This is no illusion. It's real. It's your internal power asking for passage. Napoleon Hill, one of the greatest success scholars of all time, stated that the starting point of all achievement is burning desire, and this desire only turns into results when you stop waiting and start acting with a growth mindset, personal discipline, and strategy. Right now, as you watch this video, there are thousands of people around the world studying how to become mentally stronger, how to break limiting patterns, how to gain autonomy over their emotions, and most importantly, how to take total control of their own lives. They are not expecting miracles, they are creating miracles with their actions. And you can, and should, be part of that select group of people who have decided not to accept less than they deserve. Here, on our channel, you will not find magic formulas or empty promises, but you will find something much more powerful. Truths that can transform your mind and, consequently, your reality. You will learn to apply timeless principles of personal development, such as the power of self-discipline, absolute focus on clear goals, and the mindset of a true leader. You will discover that you don't need external motivation when the inner flame is lit, that you don't need approval when you have clarity, and that you don't need luck when you have purpose. Do you want to win? So it's time to look in the mirror and ask the most important question of your life. Am I willing to do what needs to be done? Because the difference between those who win and those who fall by the wayside is not in talent, nor in money, nor in opportunity. It's in the mindset. It's in the way you react to challenges, how you position yourself in the face of fear, how you act even when everything seems to be against you. If you feel like it's past time to turn the key, if inside you there's that nagging voice telling you that you were born for more, then you're in the right place, and this content is for you. The journey begins now, and before we go deeper, you need to understand a crucial point, perhaps the most important of this entire transformation. And now, before we move on to the next step, I want you to be part of something bigger. This channel is not just a source of content about personal development, motivation, or success strategy. It's a living community of people who, like you, decided to abandon the common mindset and take control of their own destiny. Here, every comment, every exchange, every reflection is part of a growth network that feeds on your energy and your decision to evolve every day. So tell me, what has this video awakened in you so far? If you felt that this message spoke directly to you, write one of these phrases in the comment: action beyond doubt, or consistency breeds power. These words are not just statements, they are statements from someone who is committed to their own transformation. I read each comment carefully, and yes, you can be sure that I will leave my heart to everyone who appears, because every person who comments is telling the world, I'm on this path and I'm not going to stop. And since you're here looking to grow, make a difference, and build a new reality, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. These two simple gestures are the quickest way to ensure that you continue to receive content that helps you unlock your potential and achieve real results. Your presence here is no coincidence. This journey is yours, and we are walking it together. Let's move on, because the next point is what really separates those who want from those who decide to act. How many times have you woken up with that feeling that everything could be different, but at the same time, a voice inside you told you to wait just a little longer, waiting for the right moment, for the ideal chance, for a sign from the universe? And the days pass, the weeks turned into months, and before you know it, you're in the same place, with the same unfulfilled dreams and that nagging feeling that time is slipping through your fingers. You feel like you were born for more. You know that. Deep down, you know. But keep waiting. Waiting for a miracle. Let me tell you something, and it's important that you listen to this as if you were the only one hearing it right now. There is no miracle out there. The real miracle is you. The miracle is the moment you stop outsourcing your life and decide to take control. Napoleon Hill already said that everything begins with thought, that success is built from the inside out. And from the moment you become aware that you are solely responsible for your destiny, everything begins to change. You don't need luck, need clarity. You don't need more time, need decision. What you need is already within you. I know the world out there is full of distraction. It's full of empty promises, illusory shortcuts, and advice from those who have never done it. But here, now, at this very moment, you have the chance to connect with a powerful truth, that your mind is the soil where success is born, and what you plant in it, you reap. It could be doubt, fear, procrastination, or it could be focus, discipline, and action. The problem is that you often believe that you need to be motivated to act, and that is a trap. Motivation is volatile. One day it's with you, the next it disappears. That's why true achievers don't depend on it. They have an unshakable mentality. They build a routine based on purpose. They set clear goals and take action even when they don't feel like it, because they understood that action creates feeling, and not the other way around. You act, and then motivation appears. You decide, and then the energy arises. And I want you to understand this deeply. Success is not a destination. It's a lifestyle. It's a daily decision. It doesn't matter where you came from, what you lost, or how much you've made mistakes. It matters what you do from now on. Are you going to keep waiting for a miracle? Or will you become your own miracle? When you change your mindset, you change your reality. And that's not a catchphrase, it's science. It's applied psychology. It's a proven success philosophy. Napoleon Hill studied the world's most successful men and found pattern. They all had a clear vision of where they wanted to go. Everyone cultivated discipline. Everyone dominated their thought. And everyone stopped waiting. You are here because something inside you got tired of living on autopilot. You're tired of starting and stopping, of feeling stuck, like you're always on the edge of something big, but never quite crossing the line. This frustration is not the end. She is the beginning. It's the spark. It's the sign that it's time to break the cycle, to stop looking outside for what was always inside. You don't need a perfect plan. You need imperfect action. To start, to leave the place, to take the first step, even if you are afraid, because fear only disappears when you face it. And do you know what happens? When you start to act even with doubts, even with insecurity, you begin to discover what you are truly capable of. You begin to realize that you are not weak, that he is not incapable, that you were just asleep. And I know it may seem difficult. I know you might be thinking, but where do I start? Start with a thought. A positive thought. Start with a decision. Start with a new habit, but start. Because if you wait to feel ready, you will wait your whole life. Success does not come to the most prepared. It comes for the most determined. You have everything you need to transform your reality. And I'm here to remind you of that. Because often, what is missing is not a new technique. It's a push. It's someone saying, you can do it. And you can do it. You have strength. You have intelligence. You have a purpose. You just need to activate all of them. And this video, this conversation, is exactly about that. Activating your internal power. So, if what you've heard so far has touched you in any way, leave one of these phrases in the comment. I am the miracle, or decision. Before motivation, yes, I read everything, and I make a point of leaving a little heart in each comment because, for me, this is more than a video. It's a date. It's our way of strengthening this community of people who believe in the power of self-improvement, a growth mindset, and continuous personal development. A community that is growing every day with people like you who have decided not to accept an average life and have chosen to live with purpose. And of course, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel now and enjoy this video. This simple gesture shows me and the algorithm that you want more content like this. But, more important than that, it shows yourself that you are committed to your transformation. You are building your winning mindset. Let's move on. because what comes next could be the turning point you've been waiting for. Napoleon Hill said, "You have the power to shape your own destiny with the power of thought." And maybe you've heard that phrase before, but never stopped to reflect deeply on what it really means in your life. It's not just a nice self-help phrase, it's a powerful and often ignored truth. Because while most people are looking outside, looking for answers, solutions, formulas, shortcuts, and even savior, you are about to realize that everything you need to change your story is already there inside you, always has been. The great illusion that keeps you trapped is believing that success will come from something or someone, that it will come from a miraculous course, from a rare opportunity, from a sudden change in the world around you. But this was never about the outside world. It was always about your internal world. The way you think, feel, believe, and act is what creates each of the results you see in your life today. Nothing happens by chance. Nothing is luck. Everything is a consequence. And the origin of everything is in your mind. Have you ever noticed that the most successful people you admire have something in common? It's not the money they started with. It's not the family they were born into. It's not the level of education. It's the way they think. They have developed a success mindset. They understood that there is no point in trying to change the outside if the inside remains stuck, sabotaged, disorganized, and you can do the same. The difference between you and them is not in capacity, but in the level of consciousness. You haven't activated what's in there yet. You haven't yet accessed the most powerful version of yourself, but he's about to do it. The first step is to stop deluding yourself with the idea that there is a magical solution out there. Success is not something you find. It's something you build, and every construction begins with a plan, with a solid foundation. In your case, that foundation is your mindset. It's clarity about what you want, the discipline to do what needs to be done, and the courage to act even when fear appears. And fear will appear. He always shows up. But when you understand that it can no longer paralyze you, it becomes small. He loses his power, and you start to gain strength. Maybe today you are facing big challenges. Perhaps you are experiencing financial difficulty, emotional crisis, discouragement, and all of this can make it seem like you are far from achieving what you want. But the truth is that this is exactly the most powerful moment of your journey, because it is here, at rock bottom, that your new identity is born. This is where you decide you are not going to wait any longer, that you will begin to act with purpose. That will turn every obstacle into a springboard. You already have everything you need to change your life. You just need to activate this. You need to decide that you are going to use your mind as your greatest ally. That will train your discipline every day. It will start small, but it will start. Because that's how you build an internal empire. One thought at a time, one decision at a time, one action at a time. And when you start to act like this, the outside world starts to respond. Opportunities appear, the right people approach, the doors start to open, but it all starts with you, always with you. Napoleon Hill called this definiteness of purpose, that is, having a defined purpose. Know what you want and why you want it. Having a vision so clear that nothing can divert you. This is the turning point. And when you combine that purpose with consistent action and faith in yourself, you become unstoppable. You start to stand out. You begin to inspire others. And most importantly, you begin to respect your own trajectory. I know it may seem difficult at first, especially when you're surrounded by people who are still waiting for the government to change, for the economy to improve, for someone to come along and give it a chance. But you are not that person anymore. You already understand true power is not in circumstance. It's in your attitude towards them. It lies in your decision not to mold yourself to the environment, but to shape the environment to your purpose. And if you've made it this far in this video, it's because you're ready to stop blaming, justifying, and waiting. Ready to take responsibility for your success. Ready to develop a growth mindset, where each challenge is a lesson, each fall is a boost, and each day is a new chance to evolve. You are ready to make your mind a fertile field of achievements. Ready to train your focus, your persistence, your ability to act even when everything seems contrary. You don't need more motivation, need a decision. You need to choose between continuing as you are or starting the transformation you so desire. And it doesn't have to be an immediate revolution. It needs to be a firm, continuous, and practical choice. It's about waking up every day and reminding yourself, success starts with me, and it will expand from me. This is your new truth. And when you internalize this, you start to act differently, start thinking differently. It starts to attract different results. If what you have heard so far has moved you, if it has touched something that was dormant inside, write in the comment, "My mind creates my success," or "It starts with me." I will read, as I always do, every comment, and I will leave a heart as a sign that we are together in this process. Because this isn't just a video, it's a journey, and you are not alone. We are building, together, a community of people who are determined, aware, and committed to their own growth. People who don't wait, that make it happen. And if you haven't liked this video yet, now is the time. This shows me that this content is making sense to you. And more than that, it shows your brain that you are validating this evolution choice. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so now, because this journey is just beginning. And the next steps will show you how to activate, in a practical way, everything you already carry within you. Let's go together, because the next point is where the key really turns. Have you ever wondered why you remain in the same place, even with so much desire to grow, to change, to evolve? Why does it feel like no matter how much time passes, you're spinning in circles, like you're always on the edge of something big, but never crossing the line? The answer, as uncomfortable as it may be, is simple: because you're waiting for the ideal moment, waiting for external conditions to change, waiting for someone to discover you, for something extraordinary to happen, as if success were a prize distributed at random. But let me tell you something that you may have never heard so clearly. Life doesn't reward those who wait. Life rewards those who act, who decide, even without knowing exactly what will happen, who gets up and moves forward, even with fear, even with doubt. Those who understand that success is not a destination that can be achieved one day. It is a path that is built every day. And the biggest mistake you can make is believing that you need something external to get started. Most people don't achieve success because they have been conditioned to believe they need permission from society, family, boss, a diploma, an opportunity that comes from outside. And this creates a cycle of paralysis, a state of continuous waiting, where time passes, opportunities pass, and life is postponed. But success has no patience with those who wait too long. He appears to those who are ready, for those who put themselves in motion, for those who do not accept living another day as a spectator of their own history. And maybe you learned from a very early age that you needed to follow a script, study, work, pay bills, and maybe one day, who knows, if everything goes well, have a satisfying life. But this script was not designed for you to win. It was made for you to conform. And that's why so many people are unhappy, because he lives a life he didn't choose, a routine that does not inspire, a destiny that was not designed with conscience. And the cruelest thing about it all is that this prison is invisible. It has no bars. She has excuses. There are justifications. He has fears. There are conditions. But now you are here, and being here is already a break from this cycle. It's a sign that something inside you no longer accepts living in automatic mode, that something inside you is tired of repeating the same behaviors expecting different results. This, in itself, already puts you ahead of the majority, because most are still sleeping. Most still believe that one day things will simply change, without realizing that what needs to change first is thinking. It is the internal state. It's perception. And I'm not saying that change is easy, but it is necessary. It's inevitable if you really want to live with purpose, with freedom, with fulfillment. And it all starts with recognizing that waiting is no longer an option. That if you want something different, you need to start acting differently. You need to take control, need to break the pattern. And that starts now with a simple but powerful decision. The decision to no longer accept your own excuses. Have you ever realized how many opportunities you missed by waiting too long? How many brilliant ideas have you had and let pass because you believed it wasn't the right time? How many times have you sabotaged yourself, postponing what was important, distracting yourself with what was comfortable, pretending there was still time? This behavior is what Napoleon Hill called invisible procrastination, that which disguises itself as prudent planning, rationality. But deep down, it's just fear. Fear of failing, fear of not being good enough, fear of leaving the comfort zone. And the truth is that everyone is afraid. The difference is in how you react to it. Those who win are not those who are not afraid. They are those who move forward despite fear. They are those who understand that fear is a sign that they are growing, that they are breaking limit, that they are going beyond what they have been until now. And that's what you need to do. Stopping waiting is not just an attitude. It's a philosophy of life. It's a commitment to your own growth. You need to understand that inertia is the biggest enemy of success because it gives you a false sense of security while silently stealing your dream. It keeps you busy, but not productive. It keeps you moving, but without direction. And when you realize it, too much time has passed. You've gotten too used to it. You've already become too comfortable. But there is still time. There is always time, as long as you are willing to act. As long as there is a desire to grow. As long as there is faith in your ability to change everything from within. You are not alone on this journey. I know sometimes it feels like no one understands what you feel, that no one sees the effort you make, that no one recognizes how hard you try. But here, in this space, you are understood. Here you are seen. Here you are reminded every day that it is possible, of what you can more, that your current reality does not define your final destination, and that every action you take from now on, no matter how small it may seem, is bringing you closer to the life you deserve to live. If everything you've heard so far makes sense to you, leave one of these phrases in the comments. No more waiting, or I choose to act. Write down what you are deciding to change starting today. I'm reading everything, and I'm going to leave a heart in each comment, because that's how we build a community of true growth. A community of people who don't conform, who don't accept the ordinary, who want more, who are willing to transform themselves from the inside out. And if you haven't liked the video or subscribed to the channel, take advantage of this moment. It's not just for me, it's for you. Because this simple attitude reinforces your commitment to this new phase. And what follows will show you how to break the paralysis once and for all and enter the territory of those who make it happen. From the moment you decide to stop waiting and start acting with intention, you need direction. There's no point running if you don't know where you're going. And this is exactly where the first principle that can completely transform the way you live your life comes in. The definiteness of purpose, or translating it into our daily life, absolute clarity about what you want. Stop for a moment and reflect. Do you really know what you want in your life? Do you know exactly where you want to go, what you want to achieve, what your true purpose is? Most people live in a vague way, saying they want to be happy, that they want to improve their lives, that they want to be successful, but without ever defining what that really means. And if you don't define it, you don't direct it. If you don't direct, you don't act with focus. And if you don't act with focus, everything becomes a waste of energy. Clarity is power. When you define precisely what you want, your mind starts to work in your favor. Your brain becomes selective. He begins to filter information, opportunities, and connections that are aligned with that goal. And make no mistake, this is not magic. It is neuroscience. It's as if you programmed an internal radar, and suddenly, what seemed impossible starts to make sense. You begin to see paths where before you only saw obstacles, and it gives you a sense of direction, of purpose, of inner strength that no one can take away. But there's no point in having clarity if you don't believe in yourself. And here comes the second principle, faith. Faith, the unshakable belief in yourself, even when there is no concrete proof, even when everything around you seems contrary. Napoleon Hill teaches that faith is not a passive feeling, but an active attitude of trust. It's you looking at your current reality, no matter how difficult it is, and declaring, I know I can. I don't know how yet, but I know I can. This changes everything, because when you believe, you act with more courage, you resist longer, you bear it more patiently, and most importantly, you inspire yourself every day. And speaking of inspiring yourself, we come to the third principle, auto-suggestion, that is, self-suggestion. Reprogram your mind every day with words, images, affirmations, and thoughts that support your new identity. This may seem simple, but it's one of the most powerful practices you can incorporate into your routine. What you constantly hear, you start to believe. What you believe, you get to live. And if you are surrounded by negative thoughts, bad news, toxic people, and constant self-criticism, that's what your mind will absorb. Therefore, create a habit of feeding your mind with high-value content, with phrases that elevate you, with visualizations of the future you want to build. Tell yourself every day, I can do it, I deserve it, I'm on the path, and repeat until it becomes part of who you are. But believing in yourself and having positive thinking are not enough if you don't have the fourth principle in practice. Specialized knowledge. Specialized knowledge. It's not enough to want. You need to know what to do. It is necessary to seek, learn, apply. Study your field of activity, human behavior, finance, leadership, communication, success strategy. You need to become an expert in what takes you closer to your goal. And it's not about accumulating degrees. It's about acquiring applicable, practical, functional knowledge. It's about knowing how to solve problems, make informed decisions, act intelligently. The right knowledge, applied in the right way, at the right time, can change the game of your life. And even with all the clarity, faith, mental reprogramming, and knowledge, there is still a determining factor: persistence. Persistent. Because, believe me, the path will not be easy. There will be moments when everything seems to be against you. Criticism, doubts, closed doors, results that take time to appear will arise. And it is at this exact moment that many give up. It's when the pain hits, when motivation runs out, when others start to doubt, that you need to stand firm. Because those who continue when everyone stops are those who reach where almost no one reaches. Persistence is not stubbornness, it's commitment. Commitment to your evolution, to your value, to your future. It's understanding that the most extraordinary results come to those who resist the longest, for those who decide not to stop, for those who see obstacles as an opportunity for growth. These 5 principles are the real miracle. They are not in a secret book hidden in the mountain. They are not on a very expensive course that promises to change your life in 7 days. They are inside you, waiting for your yes, waiting for your activation, waiting for the moment when you will look in the mirror and say, I am the author of my story. And from that moment on, everything starts to align. Everything starts to make sense. Because you get out of survival mode and into creation mode. You become the creator of your reality. And this is more powerful than any magic formula. So, if you've come this far and have this flame burning inside you, write in the comments, activating my internal power, or I'm under construction. Share which of these principles resonated with you the most. I will be there, reading everything, leaving my heart, connecting with you in this process. Because here, we build a journey of real transformation. And if you haven't liked the video or subscribed to the channel, do so now, not just as a symbolic gesture, but as a commitment to your new version. What follows will show you how to apply all of this in practice and live with purpose every day. Stop waiting. Start taking action today, now. There is no ideal scenario. There is no tomorrow that will come with less fear and more clarity if you don't decide to do something now, right now. The change the transformation you so desire will not be delivered to you wrapped in a pretty packet. It will be built with effort, with discipline, with a strong mentality. And it all starts with a single decision: to no longer postpone who you are destined to become. Because you weren't born for a lukewarm life. You were not born to hide behind excuses. You were born to lead your story, to inspire by example, to dominate your mind and with it, create your own reality. Do you know why many people never leave their place? Because they spend too much time looking for something external to free them, without realizing that the key to freedom is in the way they think. As long as you keep repeating the same routine, surrounded by the same thoughts, feeding the same fears, nothing changes. But when you change inside, everything around you starts to reorganize itself. And the first step in this reorganization begins with a simple act of courage: taking action. It doesn't matter if the action is small. What matters is that she breaks the pattern of waiting. And you can start now. You've just discovered the 5 principles that have changed the lives of millions of people around the world. Principles that were put into practice by leaders, entrepreneurs, high achievers, people who decided to activate their own internal power and become protagonists of their own journey. And now, those same principles are in your hand. Definiteness of purpose, faith, self-suggestion, specialized knowledge, persistent. Each of them is a tool, a weapon, a foundation for you to build a new mindset, a mentality of growth, of personal leadership, of overcoming. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to let this knowledge get lost in yet another video you watch? Or will you put it into practice? Because watching doesn't change. Thinking about changing does not generate result. What really transforms is acting consistently. It's applying. It's falling and getting up. It's about correcting and continuing. It's looking in the mirror and repeating every day, I am in control. And this conviction is not born from words spoken with force, but from attitudes repeated with purpose. Real change happens when you create a new pattern of behavior, supported by a new mental structure. And that no one can do for you. But no, you are not alone. You are part of a community that is growing every day. A silent but powerful movement of people who believe in the power of self-knowledge, self-discipline, and a winning mentality. People who, like you, already understand that life doesn't change with luck. Change decisively, change with courage, change consistently. And this community is here, on this channel. It's in the comments, the feedback, the stories that are transformed based on a choice. The choice not to accept less than you deserve, to seek evolution every day, to make a commitment to success. So now that you have the foundation, now that you have the tools, it's time to get started. Not tomorrow, now, even scared, even with doubts, even without knowing all the steps. Because movement is what brings clarity, and you will be surprised at what you are capable of achieving when you decide to act. When you stop waiting for the world to tell you it's your time and start living as if it already is, because it is. Write in the comments now, the miracle is me. Write if you felt that something changed inside, if any of the principles touched you in a special way. And if you want, tell me which one you are going to apply today. I read everything. I make a point of leaving my heart in each comment, because I want you to know that I am with you on this journey, that you're not talking to a video. You are talking to someone who believes in your potential, someone who has seen many stories change from one choice, and the next one could be yours. If this video made sense to you, if it provoked you, if it awakened you, then enjoy it now. This shows me that I am managing to fulfill my purpose here. And most importantly, it shows yourself that you are making a commitment to your evolution. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, now is the time. Because from now on, each video will be another step on your journey of transformation. A journey that is yours alone, but that you don't have to walk alone. And what comes next is the exact point where theory meets practice, where you start to apply everything you've learned so far in your everyday life. Let's continue, because your next level is right there, waiting for you.